Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Moment with Gabby. I am your host Gabrielle Mosa. Today we're going to be talking about blockchain technology, specifically Bitcoin, and we have a special guest, the founder of Bitcoin Dada, who will be telling us more about this and more about women in this particular space. Stay tuned for more, but in the meantime, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe.
So my name is Lorraine Marcel Atieno, popularly known as Marcel. Like Gabby has told you, I am the founder of Bitcoin Dada. I'm also an events organizer by profession. I run my own company called Lorice Events. And a fun fact about me, I'm a forex trader. Yeah, so that's basically about me.
All right, I love that. So many interesting facts about you. So how did you get into blockchain technology?
Okay, so my journey is actually quite interesting. As an event organizer in 2018, I got contracted to do a particular event for a certain blockchain company. They were coming to sell out their product, right, to introduce the product to the market. So it was at this particular event that I got to hear about the concept of decentralized finance, and as an entrepreneur this really intrigued me, right? And I decided to take it upon myself to learn more about this decentralized finance. So over the years I attended meetups, I attended events, and just learned more and more about the blockchain technology. Yeah.
So you've been doing event planning longer than the technology?
Absolutely. I left school and then I actually did finance in campus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but then again, I was employed for a month, and then I realized I'm not an employed person. Yeah, so I left, I quit, and I started my own businesses. I didn't go directly to events. I started just hustling, kama kawaida.
Yeah.
And then when I made some enough cash, I took myself to Samantha Bridal. So someone actually a student from Samantha Bridal. So after that is when I started my company Lorice Events. So it's because of event organizing that I actually heard about blockchain technology.
Okay, and how long have you been doing the blockchain technology for?
I have been in this space since 2018, but started actively participating, I believe, in 2019, late 2019.
So 3 years, that's lovely. So what made you gravitate specifically towards Bitcoin?
Okay, so when I first joined blockchain technology or got into this space, just like everybody else, I wanted to make money. That was the first intention, just make money. And I invested in shitcoins, I invested in projects that made me lose my money. That means I wasted my money, I wasted my time, but then again I also made money, right? I can't really say like I completely lost, but it was because of this uncertainty of this day you're making money, the next you're not making money. So when we were actually in the lockdown 2020, I just decided, okay, I'm just going to shut out the noise in the entire crypto space of blockchain space and focus on Bitcoin, because Bitcoin was the only coin that had not disappointed me. Okay. So as I learned forex trading, because at that particular time we as event planners did not have any events to organize, right? So it was either you go back to the village. I was not going to go back to the village, right? So it was either you go back to the village or teach yourself a new skill. So that is when I started learning about forex trading, and then alongside I decided, okay, I'm going to try and understand the fundamentals of Bitcoin on a deeper level, because it was the only coin that had not disappointed me. So that is when I decided to shut out everything and just focus my energy, my resources on Bitcoin.
Okay. And how are you able to increase your knowledge about Bitcoin and it being more profitable?
Okay, so basically the first thing is definitely education. I think the problem with most of us, and especially Kenyans or Africans, if I may, is that we have this, or maybe it's because the concept of blockchain technology or cryptocurrencies was introduced into many African countries as a quick way of making cash, right? So anytime you hear about this project and it's under blockchain, or you hear anything about Bitcoin, the first thing is going to be, I want to make money, I want to be the next so and so, right? I want to be the next Michael Saylor, right? But that's a mistake. The first thing you should do is to actually educate yourself, right, to avoid all this. So I'd advise anyone who is looking into getting into this space to educate themselves, and there's a lot of materials online, right? So you can read books, and because I'm a Bitcoin maxi, I would definitely recommend books like the Bitcoin Standard by Safden. I would also, for newbies, I would definitely recommend the Simple BTC book by Keisha Luna, right? And then we have articles online, we have online courses, like you can always go to Udemy, Coursera, and just apply, and they're free, right? You can definitely join communities that the intention is to educate the masses, like Bitcoin Dada, right? You can attend events, workshops that are curated for these particular spaces. What else can you do? You can keep yourself updated with news. Let's say like the Bitcoin magazine, they always have updates on whatever is happening in the industry. So education is the first thing where we should all start.
Okay. Education is very important.
It's very important.
So let's talk about your company, Bitcoin Dada. What led to the foundation of that company?
Okay. So maybe if I can just explain what Bitcoin Dada is. Bitcoin Dada is a women-centric entity that focuses on educating the African female about Bitcoin, right? And the reason why I did this is because I was trying to resolve 3 issues in this space. One is to reduce the gender gap, right? I believe you have attended these events, and you can always see, I believe everybody can acknowledge we are underrepresented, right? 2 is to create a safe space where these women can come and just learn and share their experiences without either feeling intimidated, right? The 3rd is to eliminate misinformation about Bitcoin, because there's a lot of misinformation about Bitcoin and the blockchain technology out here, right? So for Bitcoin Dada, what we do, we have online courses. We have online courses. We also have Bitcoin meetups, right? We also do Twitter spaces. So the Twitter spaces and the Bitcoin meetups are not specifically just for females. Our online courses are specifically for females, but the Bitcoin meetups and the Twitter spaces are open to all.
Okay. Lovely. And how long has the company been in existence for?
We started operations last year, May 2022. 2022, right?
Okay, that's nice. And why would you say women are not that conversant with Bitcoin, blockchain, or why don't they really gravitate towards it?
I think it is generally acknowledged that women are underrepresented in the financial space, the tech space. So it's not different when it comes to blockchain technology. And this may make it hard for them to familiarize with themselves with what blockchain is or how it works. But that doesn't mean that women are incapable of understanding what it is or working in the space, right? So I believe what we need to do is continue putting more efforts in including women, right? This will actually make women more knowledgeable and actually start working in this space probably in the future, with initiatives such as Bitcoin Dada and so many other initiatives that are out here.
Okay, I love that. So we'll take a short break, and in the upcoming segment we'll talk more about blockchain, how you can trade in Bitcoin. Stay tuned for more. Thank you for staying tuned and welcome back to this new segment. So we've been talking about Bitcoin, blockchain, and some people may not be conversant with what this is exactly. So kindly give like a nice brief explanation of what these terms are.
Okay, yeah. So in a layman's language, I would define Bitcoin as a type of a digital currency that allows people to send money to each other on the internet without the middleman, such as the banks, right? So these Bitcoin transactions are recorded on a public ledger called the blockchain, right? So maybe if I can explain further what the blockchain technology is. So just think about having a spreadsheet on your computer, right? So every time you do a particular transaction or a particular work, you actually go and update that spreadsheet. So the same way with the blockchain, any transaction that happens, it's recorded and stored in it. So that thousands or a network of computers worldwide that maintain that particular particular technology, or the blockchain technology. So it makes it a bit safe and secure from things like tampering or fraud.
And how does someone purchase Bitcoin?
Okay, so there are different ways, there are different platforms that enables this. One are the crypto exchanges. These are online platforms that allow one to buy, sell, or trade Bitcoin, right? So what happens is you create an account on them, and then you verify your identity, and then after that, let's say for example in Kenya, you can definitely use things like Paxful, which is a P2P platform. You can always use Binance, so you can use their P2P platform. You buy directly from somebody, but on the exchange itself. So the other means is using an app, let's say for example an app that is designed for that particular purpose. And I'll give an example of BitNob, right? So they have made it easier in that you can actually buy directly from the app itself. So if you have money in your M-Pesa, it actually deducts money from the M-Pesa and then sends you, or you have your balance increases, depending on what amount of Bitcoin or Satoshis you're buying.
Okay, so how does someone exactly really get benefits or profits from selling or buying Bitcoin?
So one, it really depends on your intention of buying this or of buying Bitcoin. So it can be maybe you just want to, like you said, if you want to make profit, that means you're using it as a speculative tool, right? But I would definitely advise people to do their own research before jumping into the space and starting to buy Bitcoin, right? So you have to look at the market conditions. If you're just a Bitcoin maxi like myself, for us it really doesn't matter what the markets are. At the end of the day, the curve always goes up, right? So you need to look at your own your intentions, right? Your targets. So is it like a three months period or a 6 months period? Is it a 1 month or 1 year thing, right? So let's say for example you purchase BTC right now and it's at $22,000, and in your head you're telling yourself, like, in the next 2 months, in the next 3 months, in the next 1 year, 4 years, the prices will go up, and you will be able to sell. So that is one way. That's like a speculative tool. And then there's the live trading. You can do spot trading, you can do futures, but like I said, education is very important before you actually decide to put yourself into that position.
Okay. So we have seen very many blockchain events happening in Nairobi. Would you say that Kenyans now are gravitating more towards it? They have an open mind towards it?
Absolutely. I think every other month we have like 3 events happening in Nairobi, and specifically in Nairobi, and even other parts of the country. And this is because there has been popularity, and blockchain has been evolving, and there has been a traction, within the blockchain space. And people are, and especially the young generation, are trying to just want to know what this is about, how they can actually benefit from their own skills that they have. And this is normally what I tell my students. You really don't need to be a techie to actually benefit from this space. I am an educator, right? I am an event organizer, and it is because of my event organizing skills that I got into the blockchain space. Before I started Bitcoin Dada, I used to organize events for blockchain companies. I have done Binance, I have done Bitcoin meetup, specifically Bitcoin meetups, right? And I used to make money out of it. So you need to know where to plug in. So if you have that information, it will be easy for you to use your skills to plug in. So more Kenyans are seeing this, as an opportunity for them to actually come and participate, either make a name for themselves or make an income out of this.
I like that. So please invest in Bitcoin and start developing an interest towards it. So as we wind up, you talked about your company, Bitcoin Dada. Why should people enroll in a company, and how can they find your company? Okay.
So why should females, I would say females, enroll, African females enroll? One, the fact that it's female-led, right? And with the issues that we face as females, you attend a blockchain event or a Bitcoin meetup, and they're all men. And maybe I could just share a funny story on what actually triggered me to start Bitcoin Dada, because the whole concept of having an education platform to train females had been there with me since 2019, but had never really taken a step. So last year in 2022, I did this particular Bitcoin meetup. I was just organizing it. And in that meeting were only 2 of us, right? And the other female wasn't even there because she's a Bitcoiner. She was there because the guy was there, right? Yeah. So it was at this particular event that I was like, I know, either I do something about it or I continue complaining that, you know, females are underrepresented, you know, someone has to do something about it. So I took it upon myself and decided, okay, fine, I know the issues that we face, and who best to try and resolve them other than somebody who's actually been there, right? So if you're a female and you want to learn about Bitcoin and the blockchain space, definitely one of the reasons why you should join Bitcoin Dada. 2, because we learn about Bitcoin, you know, and understanding money and the whole concept, I think it's important for you to join us so that you understand how money works, how Bitcoin is changing, you know, and impacting different industries, right? So 3 are the networking opportunities that come along with, because with the Bitcoin meetups, we normally have experts from the industry come and maybe interact with the girls. So from this, obviously you're going to interact with these people, and this open up doors for you as a female, right? For investment opportunities, with the information that you get from Bitcoin Dada, you're able to even make an informed decision on your investment strategies, right? And also it opens up more options in terms of careers, investments, you know, what you want to do specifically in this particular space.
Okay. And how can people find out about your company, or how can they start enrolling?
Okay, so we have our website, btcdada.com. You can go check it out. All the information about us is there. All the activities that we have done is on our website. We are also on Twitter as Dada_Bitcoin. That is where all our proof of work, if I may say, is on. We are also on Instagram as Bitcoin Dada, Facebook is Bitcoin Dada, as well as LinkedIn.
Okay, thank you for that. Tell us 2 fun facts about yourself outside of the blockchain world.
You're tired of the blockchain world? Okay, so 2 fun facts about me. Yeah, like I said before, I am a forex trader. And 2, I love cats. I have 2 cats, Luna and Penny.
So you're a cat person?
I'm a cat woman.
That's lovely. So thank you for coming for the interview. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. And I hope to see you in one of my classes.
For sure. I'll start enrolling.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed and learned something new. As usual, don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms at NewsunplugKE. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you until next time. Bye.